welcome back to part 2 of the Final Fight playthrough on Xbox 360 and Xbox Live Arcade. This is the version that comes with the Final Fight Double Impact. So we are now at stage 3 on the west side here. On the west side? And the boss of this area is a real pain in the ass. Like, if you could look up the word pain in the ass in the dictionary, this guy's picture will be there because, well, you'll see why. I find him almost as annoying as the final boss. And this is why you need 2 players for these games. Thing is, this is so completely unrealistic. There's like 10 guys here, and I'm not getting a beat down. Well, there goes Hagar. Here's a little tip for you. You'll see when you see your score in this, every time you see like a 2, 3, or 4, or 5 at the end of it, that's well, any single digit, that indicates how many times you've continued. And in my case, I've continued twice already. And that's actually common with all Capcom games from the 90s. The score for all the arcade games was always like that. Oh god. These Hollywood guys in Elgato, you have to get rid of them first. They cause the most damage with those damn knives. Do not give them any chance at getting near you. Do whatever you need to. This is actually the best run I've ever had this far with this many continues. I'm not sure if there's an achievement for only using so many continues. Oh, here we go. I knew those too easy. Oh, of course. And then Wong Hu shows up. Rat bastard. Therefore, one of you guys is gonna get it. I've always thought it was funny, these characters that only need like one punch to die. I mean, you just blow wind or break wind at them and they die, pretty much. Yes, I know this sucks, but this is the easiest way to clear these stages. At this point, if you were playing in the arcades, you've already spent almost $2 at this point. Usually if the difficulty is jacked up. This was actually pretty cool in the game. You go to the next part, but then an Andor Jr. grabs you and takes you away. And there you fight Grandfather Andor. And who the fuck is the other guy? I think I will continue on some. G Andor is Grandfather Andor, and I forgot who F Andor was. Ugh, I've not seen them do that in a while. Oh, forget it. I forgot who F Andor was. I know U Andor was Uncle Andor. But I don't know who F Andor was. No idea. Frank Andor? I have no idea. So now after you defeat... In the arcade though, if you're playing 2-player, 2 more Andors would drop from the top. That is the one that I'm familiar with. Oh, sorry. I hit you over the head with the pipe there. Poison. The thing is though, this game always tries to provoke you to go further forward so more enemies show up. And you have to sometimes ignore the whole like arrows telling you to go, because if you go further, that means you're attracting way more enemies. Like, I remember playing this arcade machine near my house. Actually, that is where I started playing Final Fight. It was around the corner of my house at this video store. You know, the shitty independent video stores from back in the day, with some cool names like Ultra Video or Super Video or VHS Video. Like, what else would video be at that time? Anyways, and they would have these arcade machines. That's where I played my first game of Street Fighter, as well as my first game of Final Fight. The thing is, the Final Fight broke often. Like, there would be... the machine had a lot of trouble with the buttons. And I remember seeing the guy, he had it serviced twice. And both times the guy fixed it. I saw him fix it, but then always the same problem would reoccur. Until finally he got rid of the machine, and, well, it was probably a business decision at that point. The thing is, though, is that guy made good fucking money off us kids back in those days. Oh, shit. See, and this is why I hate ADI. And you need a fast character for this. You need Guy, or preferably Guy. Because he's the only one fast enough to hit him in single player. If you're playing 2 players, then it's easy because he will only be interested in one of the characters, and you'll still be able to hit him. It just needs one more hit. This motherfucker. And this is what I hate. Again, I hate about this boss. It's the one that refuses to die. There, finally. I had to throw somebody into him for him to die. Anyways, next would be the industrial area. And after this stage, will be the end of this part. And then we'll be back for part 3 for the final stages. I'm not sure if I'm going to do those separate or if I'm just going to do those stages one at a time, because those are long stages. This stage is not that long. It's one floor, one elevator, and then finally the boss Rolento. This was the stage that was missing in the first Final Fight in the Super Nintendo release. Jesus, what wasn't missing from that game? A character. It had 2-player options and whatnot. Ah, shit. But this entire stage was missing. It was not in the game. So, instead, in Final Fight 2, they decided to put it back in. And then again have Rolento be the boss on the top. But in the Super Nintendo version, he was completely missing from the first version of Final Fight. The first home version of Final Fight that was actually complete, that wasn't on some sort of computer like an MX500 or something like that, was the Sega CD version. Was the closest to being arcade perfect at the time. I'm really sorry I have to punch these guys in the corner here. It's just, this stage is such a huge pain in the ass. It's not even funny. But here come the barrels. Oh, good. I got my health back. See, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the barrels. But the swords are really good, and they do a lot of damage to the enemies. The problem is you drop them once, they're not reusable. And sometimes cool glitches like that happen as well, where you're throwing someone and it actually hits the other character. Wow, there's a lot of pink and purple here. On the other hand, this game was made in the 80s, so those colors were cool. Again, 2P and J, I fucking hate those guys. And Axel and Slash. I don't even mind the Ondor so much. Although, I always wondered what an actual game would look like where you just fight Ondors. Anyways, Ondors are also featured in every Final Fight game. In Final Fight 2, the Ondors do not look any different. They look exactly the same as from the first one. I really hate those guys who throw the fire. Or the Molotov cocktails, rather. Oh, man. This is where the game becomes a pain in the ass. And you have to start using a lot of continues. Rolento is an even bigger pain in the ass, and we'll be there for a while battling him. Oh, they did have other enemies also come down in the elevator, like, they did not launch the same enemies on the stage in the Final Fight 2 version on the SNES. But I can tell why this was gone, because there's a lot of extra sprites here, and this fucker then comes down and starts throwing grenades down on me. Fuck you. Fuck. There we go. More Ondors. Oh, thanks for the weapons, Chief. I wish they would have had grenades as a pickup weapon, but that didn't happen until the third one, I believe. Oh, great. 3 gatos. 3 cats. How nice. But they were always the special... This is why, though, they're featured in Street Fighter Alpha, too. When they feature Rolento. And he has all those guys in his winning pose, and it says mission complete. It's because of the 3 that he had here on stage. Don't let this guy fool you. He's very difficult to beat. Especially when he starts running around, throwing grenades around everywhere. I do not recommend playing as Hagar. Or Hagar, however people say it. Because then he starts doing this. And this was actually pretty advanced technology with the shadowing of the sprites at the time. But this version of him is very difficult to reach. Fuck. So fucking hard to get to. I know I should be watching the shadows to see where he lands, but... Oh, finally he's dead. No, he's not dead yet. I don't want to continue one more time. Finally. Oh, he's still not dead, you son of a bitch. Again, he moves so quickly you can't even get a hold of him. And he just hopes that you walk into one of his grenades. This is impossible, almost, without having to spend a fortune here. We're almost at $2 now that I've spent in quarters. That's 7 continues. Yeah, that is $1.75 we spent. Ah, oh, you son of a bitch! Just fucking die already. I've never gotten into him in arcades because I never bothered. I played him only in ROMs. I can't believe that shit. And now we spent $2. If we're counting quarters. It's almost like he's invincible at this point. Is he dead finally? Jesus. Anyways, that ends the second video here. As you can see, Rolento was a pain in the ass. Like there's no tomorrow. And next, I believe I will do Up Down in the Bay Area separately. I'm not going to do those as a video together because those stages are pretty fucking long. So anyways, signing off for today. Check out retrofungin.com as well as crossbordergaming.com, emaster1980 on Twitter, and facebook.com/retrofungin. Anyways, we will see you next week for part 3. Until then, later.